Warning! This video contains demonstration of equipment modification that may void warranties, compromise safety features, or increase the risk of injury if not executed properly. The content is intended for experienced DIYers and home gym enthusiasts who understands the risk involved. Always follow manufacturer safety guidelines, use proper tools, and test all modifications thoroughly before use. I am not liable for any damage, injury, or loss resulting from attempts to recreate or apply the modifications shown. Use common sense, lift safe, modify smarter.
What's going on, home gym junkies? It's your boy Habanero Gym Review, back at you with another video to satiate your home gym gear addiction. And today, we're going to be talking about the world's greatest, never before seen, first of its kind, most innovative, most versatile, most useful lever arms of all time, the Crandall Fitness Free Motion Lever Arm, in conjunction with yours very own Habanero Gym Review, first ever gym invention, the automatic lever arm lift. I am a robot. I was actually trying to keep this invention a secret so I can patent it and make $1 million because this is my $1 million idea. But you know what? For my viewers, for my subscriber, for all of you guys, I'm going to give you guys all of this for the free. You know what I'm saying? And all I ask is just give me a like and subscribe. Just like all my other review video, I'm going to be taking the Sour Patch Kid approach by first telling you all the things that I do hate about this lever arm system. And then before I leave, I'm going to show you guys all the things that I do love about it and why I think it's the greatest of all time. And I want to give a quick shout out to Kurt Locker. I really appreciate you welcoming into the community, and I really appreciate you reaching out to me and showing me how much you like my video. Thank you so much. You guys go over there and follow Kurt Locker. He does a lot of interviews and he has some really good content. So show support to the gym community, guys, and they will show you guys love right back. And I want to give a quick shout out to all of my supporters and all the people that showed me love on my very first super official tissue video. TD 1938, Mr. Watson 185, J Mula 73, I see you. SPP 235, Harold Albert 8303, Bento Makoff, Michael Simon 3376, The Real 45er, Run Sarah Run, Carlitos on 2, Jamaican Shaken, Ricky DW 9152, Julia Garcia DI 8VX, Hugh Lay Fitness, Duck Do 1987, Duck Do, Andrew and Wesson 4563, Mike Creaser, I appreciate you, brother, and Squealer 42. Now, if I missed anyone, please forgive me, but really thank you, all of you guys, for showing me support and looking out for me and giving me the motivation to keep doing this. This shot is for all of y'all. And the winner for the Rep Aries 2.0 review questionnaire about who makes this barbell goes to AnRem888 and Kurt Locker. You guys are the only two people that actually answered the question. It's not exactly the correct answer. The answer that you guys gave, which was the Black Widow cambered barbell, it's very close to this and it's almost equivalent. So I'm gonna give you guys both a prize. And for your prize, I will be sending you guys both a set of red mag pins. Tell me what size you need for your rack and I will also sign them for you. I don't know if you guys care about that or not, but it is what it is. This barbell is actually made by a company called watsongym.co.uk. This is from a company in the United Kingdom. I looked on their website. They no longer make this, so it's discontinued. I was lucky enough to grab this off of a guy on Facebook Market for $150. One of the best finds that I was able to get. This barbell has knurling and it has rotating sleeve. It's a 2-inch barbell and it has a cambered. I love this barbell and it gives me such a good stretch when I'm benching. And it's one of my favorite barbell to use. So if you guys want a barbell like this, go ahead and check out Black Widow. They have something that's equivalent to this and it's only like $200. And so for this episode's questionnaire is who made the first open trap bar that is truly modular? And that will be a barbell that I will be reviewing and I will be posting for you guys. So please subscribe to the channel, like my content, and I will give you some more fire content. Now, the first thing I hate about this lever arm system is that it is heavy AF. This thing weighs 70 pounds. And to move it up and down, you're going to need 2 hands. And then when you get to where you want, you got to hurry up and put your... Oh, man, damn, it's too heavy. I can't do it. But don't you worry. I got the lever arm automatic lift system that I invented. Now I can move it up and down at a push of a button. Now, I know you guys want to see the invention. So you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys the invention first. So after you guys see the invention, please don't leave. But if you do, just drop a like and subscribe and put a smile on my face. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say, everything you see on this channel is completely unaffiliated. I will never, ever recommend anything to you guys that I wouldn't buy or use myself. Also, everything that you see here, everything that I review is purchased with my own money. I will never, ever let any company give me anything for free and tell me what to say. So you should rest assured that everything on this channel is completely raw, real, and authentic. Hold on. I gotta take a shot for this one. That Hennessy white boy, that's good. Okay. Everything you see on this channel, all I ask is you guys don't share it with Reddit Home Gym or Reddit Garage Gym or even Reddit Gym, for they have already banned me. But if you guys choose to share, I allow you to share. But please just tell them that Habanero made it and you guys banned him for no reason. Let's get to it. And oh yeah, hold on. The modification you're about to see could be unsafe and it could be dangerous and you could mess up your rack. So please consult with a real professional before you try it. And also, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion has been advised. Now let's get to it. So basically, this is not really new technology, you know? What have we been doing our whole life whenever we had to lift something heavy? We use a winch. So all I did was I put a winch on my rack. I bought this winch from Harbor Freight for $100 and I got this 500-pound capacity ratchet strap for like $10 for like 4 of them. And then I just used the existing brackets to put on here. These brackets up here, they're not meant for this setup, but they're really just there to keep this thing from moving around. This ratchet strap is really what's holding this winch to my cross member. And you could put 2 ratchet straps in order to have some redundancy just to protect yourself. But you know what? Habanero lives dangerous and we only use 1 ratchet strap. And so if we die, we die. Warning, I'm not an engineer. This video is for comedic, entertainment, and educational purposes only. The modification that you're seeing is very dangerous, so please don't try this at home. It may work for me, does not mean it'll work for you. And if you do, you're doing it at your own risk. So please proceed with caution. And also, I will be repeating this message throughout the video, so please don't get too annoyed. I just want to elaborate. These brackets, it came with this winch. The only thing I did was I replaced the bolts that came with this winch. This bolt is a M10 1.5 threading and 90 millimeter length. And this allows it to stretch all the way down so that I can secure this onto this cross member. But this is only to keep it from sliding left and right and back and forth. This strap right here is what keeps this winch secured to this cross member. I recommend putting 2 of these on here just to give you some redundancy. Now this winch has a 1,000-pound capacity if you double loop the cable, but I just got the cable on 1 loop, so it's only gonna give you a 500-pound capacity, which is much more than I can lift, right? 500 on this side, 500 on the other side, that's 1,000 pounds. They do have a cheaper one that's only a 500-pound capacity if you double loop it, and have a 250-pound capacity if you don't double loop it. Get the 1,000-pound capacity. Don't get the 250. I had the 250 on here and it just wasn't working right. It had a little issue. So I went with the 1,000-pound capacity winch. Now, once you got the winch installed on your cross member, you just take the cable and you just find where the handle is and you just link the cable to the handle. Now, for this modification, this part right here, this handle, this is going to be the weakest point of this whole system. This handle wasn't designed to bear all the weight, right? It's just designed so that you can slide this up and down. And so this handle, I'm not sure how much this can handle, but I will be testing it and you guys will see. But just rest assured that this handle is the weakest point of this whole system. So always operate this with safety and redundancy. Don't just rely on the winch to hold your lever arm. After you set your lever arm to your position, always use another 1-inch pin and put it down here just to have redundancy, and then just rest your whole lever arm on that pin. Now, this was designed to have 2 pins, but if you're not that strong, you could probably just use 1 pin, but you can always be extra safe and use another pin in that hole, just like that. And now you have 2 pins in here just to give you redundancy. This is still applying tension on the lever arm, but if this ever fails, if this winch ever fails, you have these 2 pins to secure yourself and protect yourself from any injuries and any danger. But still, please operate with extreme caution because weight is very, very dangerous. If anything goes wrong and you're under here, you're dead. Also, guys, there's one more thing I want you to know is you should never operate this winch while you're under it. Always operate the winch while you're outside of it. So if anything ever happens to the winch, and if it falls, if it fails, you're not under it and you won't get hurt. But all jokes aside, guys, if you don't have this winch for this lever arm system, I would not recommend it. This thing is too heavy and it's kind of really hard to move up and down. And the way you put the pin in, it's not very user friendly. Once you get this to the level that you want, you have to brace it with one arm and then use your other arm to put the pin in. And so the way that this is designed, it's not great for weak people like myself. And if you're not strong, this winch is going to be a lifesaver. On the other lever arm system, they have a pop pin that's pretty easy for you to take in and out. This one is just a little bit harder and a little bit more complicated. But don't you worry, Habanero got your back.
Warning, I'm not an engineer. This video is for comedic, entertainment, and educational purposes only. The modification that you're seeing is very dangerous, so please don't try this at home. It may work for me, does not mean it'll work for you. And if you do, you're doing it at your own risk. So please proceed with caution.
Tape 2 magnets in here so that you can just stick it anywhere. See? See? Isn't that cool? Magnets are so good. And this is a hack that I learned from Garage Gym Review. So now that you've seen my $1 million invention, I hope that was enough for you guys to like and subscribe, because there's plenty more free content that I'm going to be giving you guys. So stay tuned. All right, I got to put my professional glasses on for this one. So for all of you home gym equipment companies out there that's watching my video, you know you're watching my video. You know you like what you see. Just go ahead and reach out to me. I've already designed a 2.0 version of this Habanero automatic lever arm lift. And now I would love to collaborate with you guys and create some great equipment. So please reach out to me and we can work something out. Or you guys can go ahead and steal my content, steal my invention, patent it, make it yourself and sell it, and then just reap all the reward. But then what would the gym community think of you? They already know that Habanero made this. So let's break this cycle of property theft, of intellectual design theft, and work together. So reach out to me at habanerogymreview@gmail.com if you guys want to collaborate. Thank you so much. And if you guys do decide that you want to steal my idea, trust me, I will release another version of this and I will give it to the people for the free again. So let's do the right thing. Call me. Now, the second thing I don't like about this lever arm system is that this bracket here, it's really narrow. So these pins are a little bit too close together. On the other lever arm, this bracket is round. So this pin comes out further. Because the pin is so close inside, anytime you move this pin from this position to just one pin lower, it's going to drastically change the height of the lever arm. Just to show you guys. All we did was move the pin down one and look at the angle of the lever arm now. It's much lower now. So I wish they would have just made this bracket bigger so that the pins holes is further out. Not only would that give you more increments on your lever arms, but it will also give you a stronger support and a heavier weight capacity, because the further out this pin is, the more weight that it can potentially hold. Because when it's back here, it's gonna have a lot more torque put onto it. Whereas if you bring it out here, it's gonna have a much stronger leverage on the lever arm, therefore allowing much more weight capacity. I believe that the reason why they made this bracket this small is because they want to keep the weight down. But now that we have the Habanero lever arm automatic lift, we don't ever have to worry about how heavy the lever arm is. And so If they remake this and just make it as heavy as possible, as strong as possible, as good as possible, Habanero's got your back. So if we want a bigger bracket so that we have more holes and the holes are further out so that it gives us more increments on our height adjustment and also a higher weight capacity, I think I found a way. And to do this, I'm going to have to get Vendetta Strength on the line. And Vendetta Strength, if you don't know who they are basically the godfather of lever arms. They were the first one to create the 180 lever arm adapter attachment. And what that does is it goes onto lever arms that doesn't have these holes and it puts its holes on them so that you can have your lever arm at a certain height. Now, before Vendetta Strength, lever arms was basically useless. It was probably the worst thing to have on your rack and it was just a waste of space. But it was Vendetta Strength innovation that brought the lever arms back to life. Now, I just want to give credit where credit is due, and I want to just show my appreciation to Vendetta Strength. Now, the sad thing is all of these companies has taken his design and incorporated it into their lever arms. So it's almost made that company a little obsolete. But you know what, Vendetta Strength? Let's take this opportunity to innovate once again. I would like to have a Habanero and Vendetta Strength collaboration where we can put a Vendetta adapter onto the Crandall Fitness lever arm to add so much more versatility to this lever arm system. So Vendetta, if you're watching this, just be expecting a call from me. I will be reaching out. Now, because every time you change the pin's position, it drastically changes the height of the lever arm. This is going to prevent you from being able to control the strength curve of the lever arm. So when it's set at this position, when you go and do your presses, the weight will actually get lighter as you go further up higher. Whereas if you set it down here, when you push it, as you get higher, the weights gets heavier. So you can control the strength curve of this lever arm. But because this is so narrow, you're kind of limited. Sometimes I want the lever arm to be in this position, but because the pins are so drastic, you can't have it at that height. So I like to keep my lever arm as flat as possible. This is so that whenever you're pushing, it keeps the handle kind of in a linear motion. When it's far down like this, when you go to push it, the handle actually moves. The position of it moves a lot more. And so it makes it so that your hand, as you're pushing, it moves up or moves down. It just makes the movement a lot less natural, and it doesn't carry over to your other lift as well. When you keep the arm as flat as possible, this is going to keep the handles at a more linear movement, allowing the movement to carry much more over to your free weight exercises. And now for these handles, you can put them in any position you want. But for me personally, I like to bring them all the way out as far as I can to the very last hole. And then I put my pin in. That way, this handle is at its longest position. What that allows you to do is it keeps that linear motion path so that when you push it, your path doesn't change. The position of your hand doesn't go back or forward. It just stays in that straight line. And that way, it'll keep the lever arm path in a linear motion.
Warning, I'm not an engineer. This video is for comedic, entertainment, and educational purposes only. The modification that you're seeing is very dangerous, so please don't try this at home. It may work for me, does not mean it'll work for you. And if you do, you're doing it at your own risk. So please proceed with caution.
The same thing is true for these holes. Because it's so narrow, this is the middle hole. This keeps everything straight. But if you want to just move it over 1 degree, look what happens. You move it over 1 degree. So this is the straight hole, and this is just 1 degree over. Now look at the arm. It's too close. There's no way for you to bring this over. The arm is now too close in. This handle is too big, so you can't really adjust the width of these handles the way you can do on the other lever arms. So that is the drawback of this system. Because these pins are so close together to the pivoting point, when you change it by 1 degree, it's just not possible unless you slide the handle all the way up. So this is the setting where it's just 1 pin over. So you think you could bring the handles closer together by just moving it 1 pin over? It ain't gonna work because these handles are just too big, right? If we had a really shorter handle, then we could probably do something, but these handles are just too big. These holes are basically useless. You can't really do nothing with this. It's either you use it straight or you can just use it with no pin at all. Then you can have a free motion. So if they would have made these holes a slot instead of a pin, then you can have more range of adjustability. But because these holes are so big, it just renders the adjustment right here kind of useless for this setup. I'll show you another setup where this actually can work. So to fix the issue of these handles coming in too close, someone needs to release a handle that is shorter that you can adjust in multiple angles. I've seen it done before. Bulletproof Fitness has a handle that can do that. Now, if they release that handle, that would work great for these lever arms. Now, if we want to bring these handles closer and lock them in so that it's locked in at a closer path, there's a simple way to do that. Now, if we want a closer grip on these lever arm, we can use these inner handles. But if we want a closer grip for the supinated handles, we can't really do that with this system unless we just have it completely open at a free motion. But there is a way to do it. And the way to do it is if we put Kaizen adapters on these lever arms to give it another level of articulation. And the Kaizen lever arm adapter are created by this guy named Kaizen DIY Gym. You can follow him on YouTube. He deserves a lot of love. He's been in this game for quite a long time and added a lot of innovation into the home gym community. And also, while you're there, also show love to Garage Gym Radio. They've been in the game for a long time as well. And they're the only home gym equipment podcast that I know of. And they do a really good job at providing a lot of information. And they also need a lot more love too, because they provide so much quality content to this community. So Kaizen DIY, reach out to me. Let's work together. Let's take this lever arm to a whole nother level. Let's put your Kaizen gym pin adapter onto these lever arms, and so that we can take this lever arm to a whole new level. And also, we should have a sit down, grab some drinks, talk, do business. This shot is for you, Kaizen. This shot is for you, Garage Gym Radio. And this shot is for you, Kurt Locker. It's still so good. Now, the third thing I don't like about this lever arm system is that this bolt right here is too close to the pinhole. This goes in fine. The bolt allows this special pin to fit right in, but I really like to use mag pins. It's just much more secure. And with mag pins, because that bolt is so close to the pinhole, your mag pin will never be able to touch that metal so that it can magnetize to the metal to secure the pin from ever slipping out. So with this pin that comes with it, when you put it in, you have to put a safety pin into that just to prevent it from sliding out. Because if you don't have any weight on here blocking this pin from sliding out, this pin can slowly ease its way out. And if you don't put that safety pin on here to prevent this pin from coming out, this thing can literally come out and this thing will just fall apart and then you can just really hurt yourself. So always use a safety pin to prevent your 1-inch pin from slipping out. And what I like to do is I put a magnet right here. So anytime I'm taking this pin out, I could just slap it on there. So I would never lose my safety pin, and that safety pin, it's always connected to your 1-inch pin. Now, the fourth thing I don't like about this lever arm is that it wobbles. Because the tolerance on the pins aren't that great, it allows the lever arm to wobble. I don't like it, but it's not too bad. It actually is okay because when you're doing certain presses, that wobble allows you to have just a little bit more movement. It's not as strict and it's just a little bit easier on your joints. So I guess it's good and bad at the same time, depending on how you look at it. Now, the fifth and final thing I don't like about these lever arm is that the trolley system, it doesn't have rollers. It's just UHMD plastic that's sandwiched onto these uprights. It doesn't have any rollers that rolls with bearings. And so when you move it up and down, what ends up happening is it leaves these scars. You see these black lines? I have a white upright so you can really see it. And I don't really care about these scars because it just shows that I use my rack. But for some people, this might be a deal breaker. But for me, who cares? It's a rack. Use it. It's a tool. It's not something for you to baby. It's something for you to beat up. But if you do want to prevent the scarring of your upright, when you move it up and down, just brace this while you're moving it up and down, and it'll put less pressure on to these trolley arms. I'll show you. So if I want to move it up, I just hold that and I kind of just lift it with it. It just keeps the trolley moving straight and it won't scar your rack so much. But eventually it will leave a mark on your rack. So you just don't have to get over it, bro. All right, guys. So that's all the things that I do hate about this lever arm system. And now that we got all that negativity out of the way, let's focus on the bright side of things. So the first thing I love about these lever arms is that it has these pinholes that allows you to adjust the lever arms at different height. Now, what that does is when you put weight on here and you have it parallel like this to the floor, it gives you a more consistent weight resistant when you're pushing. Whereas if you start down here, the movement from here to here, you can literally push it with a finger. You can load a bunch of weight on here and look, with one finger, you can still move it. You see? You see that? One finger. What is this, like 100 pounds? So if you don't have it all the way out parallel to the floor, this first part of the movement is absolutely nothing. You can do 1,000 pounds like this. So you can really look strong and not even be that strong. So all you ego lifters, this is a good thing.
Give me baby right now without walking. Just do baby reps. Go baby reps. Baby reps. You can stay there, Adam.
Woo! Woo! Long range partial, baby. Now, for all those people out there that has those old, outdated lever arms where they don't have these holes right here to adjust the height level of the lever arm, I got something for you. Habanero is going to give you the greatest gift of all time. These things right here, these are called retractable ratchet straps. Now, these are low-key one of the greatest things that you can add to the arsenal of your home gym. Let me show you what these can do.
Warning, I'm not an engineer. This video is for comedic, entertainment, and educational purposes only. The modification that you're seeing is very dangerous, so please don't try this at home. It may work for me, does not mean it'll work for you. And if you do, you're doing it at your own risk. So please proceed with caution.
Now, we're just going to connect these ratchet straps to your handle. Now, this is going to work for any lever arms that you have. If I can get it in, I can be somebody. Okay, now once it's connected to your handle, now you just take this end and connect it to your pull-up bar, just like this. See that? And now here's where the magic happens. We're just gonna lift it up wherever we want to start at. We lift it up. We just press the button and retract it. And then, look, this is so sick. Boom! Oh my goodness, Habanero did it again. The craziest integration that you've ever seen. Right here on Habanero Gym Review. Never before seen. First seen here. First ever in the world. You won't find this over at Reddit Home Gym. You will only find this here at Habanero Gym Review. So take that, Home Gym. You could have had this. You could have had me. But you want to ban me? So you know what? Forget you. We don't need you. We got us. Now, these ratchet straps are called Rhino Retractable Ratchet Strap. You can look it up on Amazon. I'll put a link. And it's not even going to be an affiliated link. Just because I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I just want you guys to subscribe and to like my videos.
Warning, I'm not an engineer. This video is for comedic, entertainment, and educational purposes only. The modification that you're seeing is very dangerous, so please don't try this at home. It may work for me, does not mean it'll work for you. And if you do, you're doing it at your own risk. So please proceed with caution.
Now, you thought I was done? You got another thing coming. Check this out. You just attach these to your weight horn, just like this. And now attach this end to your trolleys, just like this. Now with this, you can just tighten it just like this. See? Now when you tighten it, now you got tension. If you was to use a chain or something, you got to worry about, is it too close? Is it too far? Is it going to give me resistance at this end? With this, you can just tighten it and boom, you got tension all the way through. And now that I got this lever arm attached to my trolley, I don't even need to add weight on here. I could just sit on my bench and just push and then just move the pin whenever I want to add more weight. This is such a streamlined setup now that it's just going to make using your lever arm so much more enjoyable. See? Now tell me, isn't Habanero just an absolute genius? Now let's take a shot to that real quick. Hennessy White, so good. All right. So for the second thing I love about these Crandall Fitness lever arm, and this is special and unique just to the Crandall Fitness lever arm, okay? You can't do this on any of those other lever arms on the market yet. So what you can do with these lever arms is that you can make it so that it converges. So as you push out, the further you go out, the handles will come closer. And that's going to give you guys this super pump because as you go further out, the handles get closer. So you just get a real good squeeze on your chest. Let me show you guys how to do that. You remember how earlier I talked to you about these holes, how it's useless whenever the lever arm is parallel to the floor, but whenever the lever arm is now parallel to the front uprights, these are actually useful. Let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and bring it in 1 degree. Well, it's not 1 degree. It's just 1 notch. I'm going to bring it in 1 notch. Come on, baby. Get in there. Yeah, there you go. Now, once you set both of those pin 1 degree inward, now look at it. When I push, the handles come closer. See? See? Isn't that sick, guys? That is awesome, right? That functionality right there is what caused me to buy these lever arms. And I didn't even care if it was heavy. I didn't even think of this whole lever arm lift system yet. I only thought of that after I used this for a while, and I was like, man, this thing is just too heavy, and I'm just too weak. What can I do to make my life easier? And it came to me. Watch my Rep Aries 2.0 review to see why only the Rep Aries 2.0 is compatible for a system like this, and you'll understand. But the Rep Aries 2.0 is the only rack that allows you to be able to do this seamlessly. And being able to do this conversion, that is a game changer. That is crazy. That is the best thing in the world. Now, the third thing that I love about this lever arm system is that it allowed me to come up with this idea to make these automatic lever arm lift. So I can do this. Now, that just never gets old. Let me show you some implementation that these automatic lever arm lifts allows you to do.
Warning, I'm not an engineer. This video is for comedic, entertainment, and educational purposes only. The modification that you're seeing is very dangerous, so please don't try this at home. It may work for me, does not mean it'll work for you.
Now, let's say let's say I'm squatting, right? I'm squatting like this, right? I come out, I squat, I put it back in. Now I got weak legs, so my upper strength, it's about the same as my legs. So I can bench about the same amount as I can squat. Don't ask me why, because, well, it's just because I skip leg day a lot. So whatever. So when I'm done squatting, all I gotta do is press these 2 buttons and look. Now I'm set up for benching, just like that. Now you guys have no reason to skip leg day. And another thing is, if you're squatting with someone and you're short and they're tall, it's okay. It's okay to be short, don't worry about it. But if you're short and they're tall, you on a regular rack, you gotta move you gotta take everything off, move the J cup, With this, you squat, then you bring it up for them. They squat, they bring it down for you. And you guys can both squat at the same dang time. Oh my God. So now you and your baby mama and your wife and your girlfriend, y'all could all squat together. Isn't that crazy? It's like a happy family. And on chest day, because every day is chest day. So on chest day, when you're going from flat bench to incline bench, you know how it is. You got to reset everything, move your J cups, Well, with this system, you can go from incline bench, decline bench, flat bench, all that at a push of a button. Now, just imagine how much time this system is going to save you and how much more of a pump you can have because you ain't got to worry about taking things off and putting things on. You could thank me later. Just subscribe. Just subscribe. Just like it. You know you love this. You know you want this. You know you want me. You know it.
Warning, I'm not an engineer. This video is for comedic, entertainment, and educational purposes only. The modification that you're seeing is very dangerous, so please don't try this at home. It may work for me, does not mean it'll work for you. And if you do, you're doing it at your own risk. So please proceed with caution.
And oh yeah, this bar right here, this is a 2-inch bar with knurling and also spinning sleeves. This bar is just one of my favorite bar to bench with. This fat grip it just sits so well in my hand that I can never go back to a regular bar to bench with. I only bench with 2-inch bars. And I will be doing a video on this bar and talking more about the 2-inch bar and how it's helped me build stronger forearm, better wrist strength. And I will be posting that on my channel. So please subscribe and like this video and show support and stay tuned because more content will be coming your way. And before I go any further, shot time. So good. Yo. Okay, so now we're going to test how much weight we can actually put on this lever arm and see how much weight this handle can actually hold. Okay, so now I got 4 45 plates loaded on here and 4 35 plates loaded on here. So what's that, like about 1,000 pounds? I'm not too sure. You guys do the math on that. Now, also, if you haven't seen the short video where I talk about the best barbell collar for under $10, I'm going to show you guys right here. These hand clamps right here is what I believe to be the best barbell collar. They have a lifetime warranty and they're very good. Check out my other video on my channel and I'll show you guys why I love these so much. I'm gonna just go ahead and put these on here. Okay, so now is the dangerous part. Let's take another shot. All right, let's see if this thing will move up and down. Oh my God, it works. Ooh, see, it's a little slow, but hey, it works. Check me out.
Warning, I'm not an engineer. This video is for comedic, entertainment, and educational purposes only. The modification that you're seeing is very dangerous, so please don't try this at home. It may work for me, does not mean it'll work for you. And if you do, you're doing it at your own risk. So please proceed with caution.
Another thing I love about these lever arm system is that this design is very unique, is very innovative, is very original. Unlike, well, I don't want to get sued, so I don't really want to talk about it too much, but these designs are extremely unique and innovative. And that's something that we should embrace and something that we should show our support and our love to. And so that's why I bought these Crandall Fitness lever arm, because they're original, they're innovative, and you know what? They deserve it. Now, the third thing I love about this lever arm system is that it makes the best monolith that I have. Now, let me show you. Now, I got these snapback roller monoliths from Bells of Steel. I will be making a review of this and I will be posting on my channel. So please like and subscribe and I will show you more content. Oh my God. So I even have these hockey puck style monoliths. I'm gonna put these down softly. And out of all of those three styles of monolith, this lever arm monolith is my favorite. It's just the best. Let me show you. Now, when I use the lever arm as a monolith, it acts just like how I would bench if I didn't have a monolith. Let me show you. Now, when I get under the bar, I still get into position just the same as how I would get into position as if I didn't have monolith, where my eyes is right underneath the bar. And then what I do is I just push it out now, and then I lift it up. See that? Now I can start benching. You see that? So this monolith allows you to just have a lot more carryovers. So you didn't have a monolith and the way you set up to bench on regular J hooks, it's the same exact way that you would set up for this monolith. So it carries over really well. Let me show you guys that again. You get under the bar, eyes underneath the barbell, get into position, bring your shoulders back, bring it out, lift it up, boom. Now what this monolith allows you to do is it allows you to bench and never really irritate your shoulders or irritate your rotator cuffs. So you can get much more volume in and not worry about shoulder joint pain. So it's a plus because it allows you to just bench so much more volume and so much more frequently. And also when I use monolith, it allows me to keep my shoulders retracted and it just helps me stay in perfect form when I'm benching. Man, all those shots got me a little red and tipsy. I gotta eat some, you know? Yeah. It's so good. And now, the last thing that I love about these lever arms is that when I take these pins out, now when I go and press this, I have horizontal movement. Now, this is basically how I use my lever arm because having that horizontal movement, it just makes everything feel more natural and it's just so much better for my shoulders. And so it looks like this. Two. Let's get a good pump. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! Pump time. Woo! Okay, I'm done. All right. Okay. So guys, there you have it. Everything I love about these lever arms, everything I hate about it, all the things that I did to it. Now, I hope you guys had fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's anything that you guys want to know, I will answer any questions that you have in the comment section, and I will respond to every single comment that y'all make. And I don't give a dang. This is going to be a habanero interactive channel. Me and you, we're going to be best buddies. So please, all of you home gym junkies out there, if you guys like seeing my video, please show support. Please like, please subscribe, because all this equipment is very expensive and the viewership on here is not that great. But you know what? I'm still going to do it for you guys because this is something that I love and this is something that I want to do for a very long time. And you know what? Garage Gym Review, Gluck, I'm coming for that spot. I'm coming for you guys because Habanero Gym Review It's going to be the next biggest home gym equipment review channel on YouTube. And you mark my words.
Warning, I'm not an engineer. This video is for comedic, entertainment, and educational purposes only. The modification that you're seeing is very dangerous, so please don't try this at home. It may work for me, does not mean it'll work for you. And if you do, you're doing it at your own risk. So please proceed with caution.